the doomsday defense descended on Archie Manning, forcing 4 Saint turnovers. Larry Cole's interception was one of 3 suffered by Manning, the number 1 ranked passer in the NFC. On this November afternoon, Tony Dorsett exploded for 152 yards, 63 of them on his longest sprint of the year. Dorsett also achieved 1,000-yard status for the second time in his 2-year career. More importantly, the victory over the Saints tied the Cowboys with Washington for the division lead. With Roger Staubach, Dorsett, and the defense in high gear, Dallas seems to be reaching its peak just in time for the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills could manage only 1 touchdown against Tampa Bay, and not surprisingly, it was scored in spectacular fashion by their fine receiver, Bob Chandler, number 81. With 15-year veteran Bill Munson relieving starting quarterback Joe Ferguson, the Bills had plenty of problems passing against the tough Buccaneer defense, which picked off 4 passes while holding the Bills scoreless throughout the first half. John McKay's defense was about all that kept his team even mildly competitive last year, and it's much improved this season, although generally unrecognized on a national level. The man who makes it go is the team's first draft choice ever, number 63, Leroy Selman. The former Oklahoma All-American relies on superior strength at defensive end, as these 2 ineffective Buffalo blockers will testify. Another key to the Bucs' 3-4 defense is nose guard Dave Pear, number 76, whose forte is extreme quickness and agility. While the defense has been rugged, the team's big problem in its brief 3-year history has been on offense. But with another number 1, Ricky Bell, finally showing his stuff after a rookie year of pain, it too has made great strides. The attack has already scored 26 touchdowns compared to merely 7 all last season. Bell is one reason. Rookie quarterback Doug Williams was another before he broke a jaw. With Mike Ray subbing at quarterback, many felt the Bucs were in trouble. But last week against the Bills' papier-mâché defense, Ray flashed his old USC college form, passing on the run and leading Trojan-laden Tampa Bay to a rout of Buffalo. Former Raider Ray directed the injury-riddled Tampa attack with a firm hand, completing 7 of 14 passes for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns to Morris Owens, number 85, and Jimmy Giles, the young tight end obtained in the trade that enabled Houston to draft Earl Campbell. Mike Ray's joy at being a winning quarterback is understandable. Tampa Bay's 31-10 triumph snapped a 3-game losing streak. And at 5-7 for the season, who would have believed the once lowly Buccaneers would be ahead of both the Bears and Lions in the once tough NFC Central Division?
Polaroid's got a new SX70 film that develops twice as fast now and gives you their most brilliant colors ever. What's that one?
Red.
And that?
Yellow.
Good. How about that?
Purple.
Purple?
Isn't that purple?
Yeah, that's purple. You can't beat Polaroid's color, and you get it with one step. Simplest camera in the world. Just press the button, and a motor hands it to you.
That's my friend.
Get a one step.
How do you top the great value of the Mazda RX-7 sports car? With another great value, introducing the '79 Mazda GLC. A great little car with great mileage and more. It's versatile and now has a more powerful 4-cylinder engine. The Mazda GLC, just $38.95.
The more you look, the more you like. Whatever your insurance needs, see State Farm agent Bill Sellers. Bill can insure your life, your home, your auto, and your health. So depend on State Farm and Bill Sellers.
In a free society, you have to offer two things to succeed in business. One is a good product. The other is a good place to work for the people who make the product good. You can't do one without the other. Take our beer, Coors. We've been brewing it for over 100 years, right here in Golden, Colorado. We use pure Rocky Mountain spring water, always have. We use gleaming modern equipment and nothing but natural ingredients. And we take our time. We never rush the beer. But who are we? We're 6,000 people. People who like working here. People who care about the jobs they do. People who make it all come together until you've got this. Coors. Great value for the money. And great flavor, too. Our people wouldn't be satisfied with anything less. Coors. Our people make it better.
Nowadays, the Oakland Raiders aren't able to blow their horn quite as often or as loudly as in the past. And this was never more evident than last week in a rain-soaked affair with the Detroit Lions. The Silver Rush dropped Kenny Stabler 3 times, while the Detroit offense used some calculated deception to give Oakland's defense the slip. The Lions overcame a 13-point deficit with 14 second-quarter points. The most impressive touchdown coming as quarterback Gary Danielson hit Freddie Scott on a 42-yard beauty. But while these Raiders may not be the dominating force they once were, last Sunday they proved they are still good enough to win the games they're supposed to. It simply takes them a little longer. And so, as though it was written in a script, Oakland put down the Lions' uprising right on cue, scoring twice in the second half and won in a come-from-behind effort, 29-17. Just when you think the Raiders are going to take a bath, they seem to find a shelter from the storm. However, whether their umbrella can withstand the approaching turbulence of a Western Division championship remains to be seen. Early in the season, a Cardinal-Redskin matchup seemed a mismatch and a contest Washington could win running backwards. Since that time, however, there has been a metamorphosis in St. Louis, something that has turned the passive and once winless Cardinals into a flock of mean and ornery birds. Joe Theismann was sacked 9 times, and the Cardinals ripped off 24 points before the Redskins could even find the end zone. Everything favored St. Louis during the first half, and this forced the Redskins into a desperate game of catch-up. Joe Theismann to John McDaniel brought the Redskins to within a touchdown with a quarter to go. Yet the ones they needed most were the ones that got away. Washington dropped another game they were supposed to win, while the Cardinals won another game they were supposed to lose. It's been that kind of season in the National Football League. The passing fame of babyface Jim Zorn, quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, had spread to Arrowhead Stadium. But last Sunday, Zigzag Zorn decided to prove to Kansas City that the Seahawks can play the Chiefs' style of game. A draw play by number 47 Sherman Smith set up a second-effort touchdown by running back David Sims, number 35. who leads the NFL with 11 touchdowns. Leading 10-0, Seattle forced the Chiefs to play the Seahawks game, prompting Kansas City quarterback Mike Livingston to take to the air. Receptions by wide receiver number 89, Henry Marshall, set up a 1-yard touchdown pass to number 22, running back Ted McKnight, as the Chiefs closed within 3 points. Late in the game, the Chiefs' passing attack managed to push the ball to the Seattle 1-yard line. But with 15 seconds left in the game, the Chiefs went back to the ground, and it cost them dearly. A fumble by Tony Reed ended Kansas City's last hopes and lifted Seattle to a 13-10 victory. It was another frustrating loss for Kansas City's head coach Marv Levy, who summed up the latest Chief heartbreaker when he said, "You ought to be able to score a touchdown from the 1-yard line." This is the NFL has been brought to you by Mazda and the new 79 Mazda GLC wagon, a great way to get the most wagon for your money. Mazda, the more you look, the more you like. A contribution to the United Way has been made by each of the following sponsors. Polyglycode Rust-Proofing Shield, rated #1 by independent laboratories. Guaranteed protection for 7 full years. A reputable new car dealer will recommend Polyglycode Rust-Proofing Shield. And by Royce CB, who is giving a factory rebate of up to $20 on any of a dozen CBs at your local dealer. Royce CB, because someday you may need all the CB you can get. And by the Kodak Ectralite 10 camera with built-in electronic flash that takes action-stopping, sharp, beautiful pictures. Another can-do camera from Kodak.
For the great sport of flying disc, pick the top performer, the Frisbee brand flying disc, made only by Wham-O.